Hello friends, this is Durga from IT University. At this time we are talking about CCA Spark and Hadoop developer ingest real-time and near real-time streaming data into HDFS using Flume. The key in this is integrating into HDFS using Flume. So as the target is HDFS, you need to explore the sync, and in sync the HDFS sync is one of them. So we will get into the details about HDFS sync. So you can go to the documentation, scroll down in this under configuration, you can see Flume sources and then Flume syncs, and you can click on HDFS sync to get all the available patterns and the parameters for HDFS. So these are the parameters for HDFS. It starts with HDFS path, where you can specify the path of the name node HDFS using name node, or you can ignore name node also if you have environment variables properly set. And then file prefix, if you want to give some prefix to the file names, you can give file prefix. File suffix is to provide extensions. And the way Flume works is it will pull the data and it will actually write into final files using this file prefix, file suffix, etc. by with the effect of role parameters. So there are three parameters for role interval, role size, and role count. So it will apply these values before writing into the final files. Until then, the files will be written to temporary files, and if you want to prefix those temporary files, you can use this parameter. Otherwise you can use for suffix you can use this parameter. On top of that, another important parameter is file type, where by default it loads data as sequence file. If you want to change the file format, you can use a file type as data stream, and data stream will actually write the way it comes into. So if you are typing text data, it will write in as text data. That being said, now let us modify our example.conf. In our last video, it was still up and running. You can kill it by hitting Ctrl C. It will show like that. And also I will recommend you to remove Hadoop FS -rm -R user Cloudera Flume if the directory is existing. Then under conf, you can open the example.conf file, and it is so it has a source, sink, and channel, and the sink is logger in this case. And to make it as HDFS sync, you have to have a hard-coded value called HDFS for sinks type, and K1 is the sink name in this case. Once you have the sink name as sink type as HDFS, you can customizing sync for HDFS by passing the parameters which we are seeing here. Okay, here you can give the path. So to use this name, first you have to give the agent name, which is A1 in this case, and component type, in this case it's sync. So we have to use syncs, and a component name, which is K1 in this case, and then you have to give the parameter names like this, and HDFS path. You can say equal to /user Cloudera Flume. You can also give the name node IP address by saying HDFS //quickstart.cloudera8020, but that is optional. As long as it can read the configuration files such as coresite.xml and all, you don't need to specify the name node IP address and port number like this. You can just use user Cloudera Flume by removing the HDFS IP address and port number from this string. Once you define the path, if you want to give some prefix, you can use you can add another parameter sinks.k1.hdfs. file prefix, and it is equal to, let's say, netcat. So as we are streaming from netcat, I just want to prefix as netcat. So now you can see the prefix will be netcat. Under this path with the netcat prefix, it will start creating the files. And if you want to add more parameters, you can add. We will leave the role parameters as default, and a file type is also we will see as sequence file. And now we will rerun the job. Okay, so we can either use like this -n or minus name, -c or minus conf, -f or conf file, and also either you can give relative path or absolute path. I will give the absolute path. The absolute path is home Cloudera Flume conf, and then even for file name I will give the absolute path home Cloudera Flume conf example.conf, and then it will start the job, the Flume job, and now it can start listening on port number 44444 using telnet, and hit enter. Now you can say hello world 1 2 3 4 5, and you can open another window, Hadoop fs-ls user Cloudera Flume, and hit enter. You can see it has created the file, and here the prefix is netcat, and you can see that the extension is .tmp. Because it does not reach those role parameter thresholds, which is 30 seconds or 1 KB or roll count 10, it is still using the .tmp extension. But once the 30-second threshold is reached, it has copied whatever is in .tmp into the file without .tmp extension. So these things will come into picture while defining the file names. The original file name is netcat dot some timestamp, and netcat is the one which we have passed for HDFS dot file prefix. If you want to have extension for this, you can give suffix also, and you have to use dot and then whatever you want to add for suffix. And that's it. The roll interval is 30, so after 30 seconds, whatever is there in the pipeline is actually flushed to HDFS. Okay, that being said, let me kill the session and make some modifications, and the data in this file is will be in the form of sequence file. So if you type Hadoop fs cat and then paste the path of the file, you will see the data in garbled format because it is of sequence file format. So now we will see how we can modify it into a readable file format. For that, you can kill the session. Again, we will validate if there is any changes to the file. There are no changes because we didn't type anything after initial initial content which we typed on the telnet console. Okay, now I am removing it again. Hadoop fs -rm -r user Cloudera Flume, and hit enter. The directory will be deleted. Now I will open the file again, and here I will modify or add few more parameters. a1.syncs.k1.hdfs dot file type. Default is sequence file. I am changing it to data stream. So whatever you type, it will directly get into the file without converting into binary format or something. And also you can change these parameters. Let's say you change from roll interval 30 to 60. a1.sinks.k1.hdfs.roll interval. I will change to 120, which is 2 minutes, and save it. And also keep in mind that for channel, the parameters, it has two parameters, capacity and transaction capacity. Capacity is 1000 and transaction capacity is 100. So these are the settings for the channel. But if we, whatever is there at the sync level will supersede these parameters. If these thresholds are reached, whatever is there in memory for the channel also will be flushed out. So let's see. Now I made the changes. I am running the job again by using flume ng command. Now the service is started. I am rerunning again. I said hello world, hit enter. Date, it is 1:12:52 now. We will wait for 30 seconds and see whether the file names will change. You can see that the file is with .tmp extension, and also you can see if it has any data. Hadoop fs -cat, paste, hit enter. So there is hello world in it. Still it is with .tmp extension, even though it has crossed the 30-second. Okay, 27 seconds here plus 8, it's approximately 35 seconds because we have changed the roll interval to 2 minutes. And now let us type some things. Hi, hello, how are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Many lines I have typed. And now if you see Hadoop fs -ls command, you can see it has created one file and another temp file, because since we started 2 minutes are crossed, hence it has created the second file. And now you can say Hadoop fs -cat. You can copy this and paste it and hit enter. It has 7, 8, 9 and 10, and the first one has the rest of the stuff. So this is the 470. Let me remove the temp, and you can see it has hello world, hi, hello, how are you, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the reason why it has rolled is that roll count is 10. Even though we did not cross the 10, after 10 entries, it's automatically rolled out into a new file. And probably we might have reached the threshold of 2 minutes also. So to change how the file should be rolled, you have to understand these roll parameters, roll intervals, roll size, which is 1 KB by default, and roll count, which is 10. And also for changing the file names and all, you have to use file prefix, file suffix, etc. And if you want to have a unique name which have some logic to determine when these files are created by looking at the file names, you can use these aliases as part of the names, but that requires that the upstream components of Flume, which are sources and sinks, actually pass the timestamp, and we will see that in another video. In this video I just want to focus on how you can actually make the changes that are related to HDFS and save the data into HDFS irrespective of what source and channel is. The main thing is if you go to the configuration and open the example.conf file, the main thing is the sync type should be HDFS, and you should have the understanding of parameters such as path, file prefix, file suffix, temp, in use prefix, in use suffix, roll interval, roll size, roll count, and also file type if you want to customize to different file formats such as data stream, so that you can actually read the data in readable format. And yeah, these are the most important parameters. Most of the other parameters are not that important, depending upon what they are trying to cover as part of the certification. But if they ask anything explicitly, you can definitely go through the documentation which will be provided at the time of certification, and use it to finish the question if there is anything on Flume. And that being said, in the next video, or probably in a couple of videos, we will wrap up Flume. From certification perspective, we will see some important parameters, such as important parameters in source and sync, source and channel, and we will end up we will create another Flume job end to end with a more complex use case. That being said, I hope you are enjoying the content on my channel. If you like this video, please click on the like button. If you want to provide the feedback, please use the comment section of the video. If you have any technical questions, go to Stack Overflow and raise the questions with appropriate tags. And if you want to discuss further on certification, please join my LinkedIn group called ITversity Hadoop Certifications. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. You will get to see a lot more content like this over time. Thank you. Bye.